Hey there, Leslie here, and today I want to share with you one of my top anti-aging and longevity promoting tips, which is grass-fed collagen. So for those of you who are not already aware of the collagen craze that has swept North America, I'd like to introduce it to you. And the reason why collagen is so important is because it includes 3 of what are called the non-essential amino acids. That's glycine, lysine, and proline. And they're called non-essential because technically our body should be able to create them ourselves. We have enzymes in our body which will help us use nutrients that come in through our diet to create those amino acids. And they're very important for things like our joints, cartilage, muscle, ligaments, tendons, and hair, skin, and nails. So in 2018, some research out of Spain was published, which showed that while we can produce these amino acids, unfortunately, there's a limit to how much we can actually produce. And naturally, as we get older, these things get harder and harder for our body to do. So that's one of the reasons that I supplement with collagen. Now, why do I choose grass-fed? Well, that's because collagen, and I know the vegans and vegetarians here will be a little grossed out by this, but collagen comes from the hooves and the skin of cows. And I'm a big believer in nose to tail. If we're going to eat, then we should be eating all parts of the animal's body, and that's traditionally how we've done it. And if you're going to be taking this from animals, you'd like to make sure you're taking it from healthy animals. Unfortunately, the cattle industry, in particular in the United States or any part of the Western world where they have modern farming techniques, are using practices whereby they really squish the animals very close together. They're in terribly tight quarters, and you may have seen this with battery hens, but they're really not very well treated. Their disease spreads very quickly because they're in such tight quarters, and in order to keep infectious diseases down, these animals are routinely fed antibiotics. In addition, to make them bigger so that they get more money in market, they're fed steroids and hormones as well. And I don't want more hormones, steroids, or antibiotics in my diet. I think there's enough already as there is. So that's why I'd like to have collagen from animals that are well treated. But in addition, those sort of factory farmed cattle are given GM corn, soy, and wheat to eat. Now, the reason I don't like those is because cattle were not meant to eat corn or soy or wheat. They were actually meant to eat grass. And that's why they have a very unique digestive system. You may remember this from high school biology. They have different chambers that are there to actually eat up the grass. So when they are given soy, corn, or wheat, they actually get inflamed, and that becomes an unhealthy animal. So I choose grass-fed, and this particular brand was started by my friend Edward DeWilt. He's another bulletproof coach in the Netherlands, and he gets his from French cows that are living off of grass, that aren't given antibiotics, hormones, or steroids. So that's why I choose this. There are a lot of other brands in North America that you can choose from. Basically, look for grass-fed. It doesn't matter which brand. Look for grass-fed. Look to see that the animals are humanely treated and not given hormones and antibiotics. So let's talk about some of the benefits of this. There was a study, a really exciting study that came out of the University of Michigan, which showed that male and female mice who were given a diet that consisted of 8% glycine, and grass-fed collagen is about 1/3 glycine. These animals lived 4 to 6% longer. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but actually, if you're gonna live 100 years, well, and you're healthy, wouldn't you want to live an extra 4 to 6 years? So that's a good way to look at it. And I like to pick up the low-hanging fruit on these things wherever I can, because this stuff definitely makes you feel healthier. It makes you look healthier. If you have less osteoarthritis, if you have more muscle, you're definitely going to be less likely to fall and break a hip. We all know that when you break a hip, that's kind of the slippery slope downhill. And so what's not to like about collagen, right? As a matter of fact, I like to have my bulletproof coffee in the morning, to which I add big heaping tablespoon of collagen. And the reason that I do that is because I will be doing a Katsu workout, one of those blood flow moderation workouts that I've talked about in other videos, with those pneumatic bands on the tops of my arms or on the top of my legs. I'll be doing a little bit of strength training, and I want to make sure that I maximize the amount of muscle I build. And studies out of UC Davis from Professor Keith Barr's physiology lab, he has a special muscle lab there, which is really interesting, show that if you want to build muscle, have a bit of collagen, but also add a tiny, tiny bit, maybe 30 milligrams of vitamin C. So I take this about 30 to 40 minutes after I've had my grass-fed collagen, and then I'm doing my bicep curls, my lunges with kettlebells, that kind of thing, as a way to really optimize the amount of muscle that I build. So for all the reasons that I've just talked about, the life extension properties, the muscle building properties, the benefits to hair, skin, and nails, the improvement in symptoms of osteoarthritis, but also strengthening of ligaments, tendons, cartilage, muscle. For all of those reasons, I love having grass-fed collagen, and I hope you'll try it too. You can just mix it into your coffee or your tea, see what it's like. I blend it up with a little grass-fed ghee, a little bit of medium-chain triglycerides, a little bit of raw cacao, sometimes some cinnamon, sometimes some vanilla, and it blends in beautifully that way. Tastes a little bit like adding a creamer to my coffee. See if that works for you, and hopefully enjoy the benefits of a great tasting brew in the morning, as well as some longevity and anti-aging enhancing properties as well. If you've got any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. If you'd like to sign up for my anti-aging newsletter, you can do that in the link below as well. Thanks again so much for watching. See you next time.